Hey Algebra Boy, Mr. Shatta here, talking to you about systems of inequalities. So just like a system of equations, a system of linear inequalities has two equations of two variables, okay? The only difference now is that we're going to have to shade in the end. So step one is to graph both of the boundary lines. So let's start with this one. I'll make it red. Y is less than 4. So remember, the boundary line that we're going to graph is y equals 4, okay? If you remember, the line y equals 4 is a horizontal line at y equals 4. So what y equals 4 at 1, 2, 3, 4. So y equals 4 right here, right here, right here. Every one of these points, y is equal to 4. Okay, now before you draw your line, you have to ask yourself, is it solid or dashed? This one is strictly less than. So this line will be a dashed line, okay? And we'll do the shading after. Why don't we go and graph this bottom line here in blue? The boundary line will be y equals 3x minus 2. So the y-intercept here is minus 2, and the slope is positive 3. So that's up 1, 2, 3, right 1, up 1, 2, 3, right 1, or also down 3, left 1. And this one will be a solid line because it is greater than or equal to. Okay? It's very important now that you look at each line individually when you're considering the shading. So the red line is a less than, which means you would shade below the red line. Okay? However, the blue line is also a less than, so you would shade below the blue line. You're going to notice that we have a region in which the shading overlaps. The red shading and the blue shading overlaps anywhere in this region right here, which I'm going to draw in yellow. Okay? That is the answer. That is the solution set to this system of inequalities. So I will go ahead and erase all the shading over here that was not overlapping and all the shading over here that was not overlapping. Your answer is simply where the shading of both lines overlaps. So let's talk about some points that are solutions. You've got the point right here. This is the point 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 2. That's a solution. What about 4, comma negative 2? Is that a solution? Yes, it is, because it's in the highlighted region. What about 1, comma negative 1? 1, comma negative 1. That looks good. What about negative 1, comma 1? Negative 1, comma 1. No, that's not in the highlighted region. That's no good. Anything on the solid line is good. Anything on the dashed line is not good, not part of the solution. All right?